Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Chaz Draycott Media and welcome to the penultimate round of the MyTurnRacing Sunday Night Trucks 2021 Season 1. The first of each season that they're going to do this year. And well, it's been a very enticing ride so far, and it's going to be even closer as we get right towards the end. We're here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. A very difficult one indeed, another one of the quicker circuits on the calendar, but this is one that really unsettles the drivers a bit because, as you can see, there's a very long tri-oval here and there's not too big a back straight to go with it, so these guys aren't really flat for that much of a lap round here. They have to be very, very patient indeed. Either way, it's going to be a very interesting evening. I wanted to give you a quick look at the championship standings before we get underway. Aaron Maspero has one hand on the trophy this season already. He's been very impressive. So too is Jake Forster. Jake hasn't even completed every single round this season. I think Aaron's actually the same as well. But you get 21 points for a win in this championship. So basically, with the gap being 19 points now, Aaron Maspero just needs to outscore Jake Forster by 2 points this evening. There's 42 still available. So it's going to be very interesting to see whether he can do just that. Qualifying has just begun in the background though, so we're going to see how some of them can get on with it. Aaron Maspero is going to be one of the drivers that's actually not going to be first out. Martin McDermott is one of them for Send It Esports, the number 13 machine. He's on his way round now. As you can see, the banking quite steep here as well at Atlanta. I say quite steep, very steep. Onto the back straight he goes. I do like the Red Bull livery on the Send It Esports machine. Obviously not an actual partnership, I don't believe. Here's the Cami Motorsport truck of Kenny Mitchell. Kenny, a real star in the Vertex Stock Car Cup recently on iRacing that I also broadcast and commentate on with Chris Dawes. And he, I think, finished 4th, maybe 5th in the championship. He said he was after a top 10, so he was very pleased to get where he did. Adam Illman is back out tonight in the bright green machine, the number 32. We saw him going very strongly a few weeks ago. But he had a couple of incidents here and there, unfortunately, that meant his performance wasn't up to how he would have preferred, but still the pace was there. He goes top at the moment with a 30.999. McDermott 31.5, 6/10 off. Kenny Mitchell hasn't done a lap yet, but he's come into the tri-oval, so let's go on board with Kenny and see what this looks like. The huge mirror in the Chevrolet blocking his view, 30.961. A little bit bumpy as well around turns 1 and 2. Onto the back straight. You can see they just scrub off a little bit of speed around 1 and 2. It's almost flat though, isn't it? It's fantastic. So quick round here this evening. An hour-long race once again, don't forget. These races are not calculated on laps. So we have a lot to look at. Here's Jake Forster, currently 2nd in the championship. And he is looking to take the crown. But he needs a very, very good last couple of rounds. He can at least push Aaron Maspero to the final round of the season with a decent finish here today. The 44 truck looking very nice indeed. Aaron is out on track as well. We'll have a look at him in a moment. He's not quite onto a hot lap yet, so we'll let him do what he's doing. Adam Illman is fastest at the moment from Kenny Mitchell. Looks quick for Jake Forster, but I'm no expert on these things, so you never know, it could be slower. Comes to the tri-oval, crosses the line. What does he do? Fastest, 30.812. Here's Mark Redford, who's also out. Aaron Maspero. He's probably just waiting to see what these boys do. He's going very slowly indeed in the Hazy Signs machine. Stephen Netherwood's out there. He's doing well in the championship so far. I believe Mark Redford, who we looked at there for a brief moment, is actually third in the championship. I believe Stephen Netherwood's fifth, just behind John Jarrett, who's also out there again tonight, number 59. One of the league admins. But is Maspero going to get up to pace? He does. Redford goes fastest, 30.7 for him. He'll be very pleased with that. 34 thousandths ahead of Forster, who's only 2 thousandths of a second ahead of Netherwood. So it's all nice and close up there at the moment. Across the line goes Maspero. Love the shot of them flying around turns 1 and 2. All the way down the back straight he goes. Matthew Dalton's a new name to me. He's back out this evening. I believe he's done a previous round as well, but we'll have to get him added into the software. The number 16 machine looking quick currently. Although 32.5, 1.7 off the pace. We'll have to see whether he can improve on that on his second lap. Seems to be taking quite an interesting line. He's more in the middle of the road than right down low on the apex. Maspero goes fastest, 30.696, nearly an entire tenth of a second faster than Redford. What can Dalton do? He shortens the run to the line. 31.4, so he's not too far off, to be fair. Here's John Jarrett. Half a second off at the moment with a 31.26. Did that last time round. This is his this is his fifth lap, so he's aborting that one coming into the pits. Stuart Pomfrey is out there in the Heineken coloured machine. His team name, Beer and a Pack of Crisp. Oh, that looked lively there for Stuart. Out of 1 and 2. Forster is still out there by the look of it. He's just about to complete his third lap now. Don't think it counted. I do not think it counted for Jake Forster. Pomfrey does a 31.7, 3 tenths off Dalton ahead of him. As Dalton actually jumps up now, 4 tenths off the fastest time, 31.098 for him. So he can't be too disappointed in that one. Oh, into the wall goes Stuart Pomfrey, slams on in frustration, ruins the grass while he's there, and that's the end of his qualifying session. Chris Mogridge is back out there in the unmistakable McTruck. Hoping for a Big Mac haul of points this evening. Down the back straight. You've got to love the look of that Chevy Silverado. Very good looking truck indeed. It's just got that sleek front end. Very mean look about it. Across the line he goes. Where does he end up? 11th at the moment, 31.212. Just trying to see what different lines these guys take round 3 and 4. Seems like some of them tried to get a bit of a later turn in. Mogridge there, 31.023 now, moves up to 9th place. Kenny Mitchell's still out there. Oh, I say that though, he's just pulled over. Now don't forget this is solo qualifying. If you're thinking, where is everyone? This is just solo quali, so These guys will not see each other on track. They will not be able to hear or make contact with one another. But Chris Mogridge is currently on it. So too is John Jarrett in the Toyota. It's a Ford, a Toyota and a Chevrolet in the top 3. Stuart Pomfrey goes 10th. Only 0.3 of a second off. 31.017. The top 8 are all quicker than a 31 at the moment. It's nice and close there. Michael Jones, the lowest of those that have qualified so far, but Mark Murphy and Martin Kenyon, who don't seem to be out there, have not put a time in. So I'm unsure whether that's down to them getting invalidated laps or whether that's just down to them not bothering and starting from the back of the pack. Mark Murphy, we've seen, is very, very quick, but it just has, he gets plagued by internet issues quite often. As that is the session done with. So, straight off the bat then, we get into having our grid. Aaron Maspero, if he finishes top of the pile tonight, I'm pretty sure, yeah, there is a 2-point gap between first and second. So if Aaron wins tonight, then he is champion, no matter what anybody else can do. Mark Redford starts second. Jake Forster will be third. We then have Stephen Netherwood behind him, Andy Oakley and Adam Illman on the next row of the grid. Behind them is Kenny Mitchell and Chris Mogridge. Rounding out your top 10 is Simon Wareham and Stuart Pomfrey. They're followed by Matthew Dalton and Martin McDermott, with John Jarrett and Michael Jones just behind. The back row of the grid is going to be Martin Kenyon and Mark Murphy. You can see them just there. Martin Kenyon, I believe, is the one with the Yorkshire Tea livery at the very back of the pack. You've got to love that. Yes, he is there in the number 11. Do say hello in the chat if you're about. Be good to hear your thoughts on this. What do you reckon? Will Aaron win the championship this evening? What will the guys ahead, well, what will the guys behind in the pack be able to do? Will there be a championship fight at all, or will Aaron manage to run away with this one? What do you think? We're just waiting for Adam Illman, who, oh, there he is, bang. Good timing, Adam. The field will now get away and gradually roll off the line. Well, they should do. Get it in gear, Aaron. There you go. More Big Mac puns, please, says the racing line. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you indeed. Now, Mark Redford is an interesting one in this. On the outside of the front row, Mark has been quick all season, challenging for the championship, and I believe he had a points penalty partway through the season, so intriguing to see how he does. Chris Mogridge, you cannot miss that machine. The McDonald's truck on the outside. I love iRacing's work with its walls there, when it clips through. Adam Illman just in front of him in the bright green, number 32. Andy Oakley in the UKSOM car. I think he's got the My Little Pony livery on this week. He's had Hello Kitty previously, and now he's gone for My Little Pony this time round. And from having a little, and I can probably name the ones all over the side of that truck, unfortunately. I hate to admit that, but it's true. Now, Aaron Maspero has a lot of work on his hands here to hold off the likes of Mark Redford, Jake Forster. Stephen Netherwood has been quick all season as well. But his main challenger is Jake Forster. If he outscores Jake tonight by 2 points, he is the champion. Anyway, round 11 of the MyTurnRacing Sunday Night Truck Series is away. Aaron Maspero gets a wonderful start. Martin McDermott's been off the circuit already. I'm not really sure what's happened there. He's been off for nearly 10 seconds. Look at Jake Forster down the inside of Mark Redford through 1 and 2. Glued together there. Love the sights and sounds of these things. McDermott back on the circuit now, coming out of the pit lane. Really not sure what went on then. Illman and Oakley side by side through 3 and 4. Oh, Oakley's out of shape. He's lost out. Nice save, but it's going to cost him more time than anything else. Kenny Mitchell's gained 2 spots so far on that first lap. He's now down the inside of Stephen Netherwood. Now, we saw in the Vertex Stock Car Cup last week, Kenny was really pushing his tyres hard early on in his stint. And come the end, the tyres were absolutely shot. So it's going to be intriguing to see if he has the same this evening. Mark Redford having a go here at Aaron Maspero. He's around there somewhere. Trust me. Can't see him yet. He is on the right-hand side somewhere, though, I promise you. There he is. Jake Forster right behind, though. He's going to have a really good view of this, is Jake Forster. We're not. On the nose cam, you can see Redford just has his nose in front, but of course, Mark Redford now is on the outside. Maspero clings to the inside. Love the chrome on the back of that there. Car painted by Carl High's hazy signs. Stephen Netherwood being shuffled back a bit, but look at this. Car 4, or truck 4, whichever you prefer. Kenny Mitchell down the inside, the red and white machine, holding Stephen Netherwood up high, but Adam Illman and Chris Mogridge have been able to join in this fight as well. We're going to start to go 2 by 2 a little bit more as this run goes on. But Aaron Maspero, your race leader, is doing everything right at the minute just to keep Mark Redford at bay. I'm intrigued to see what Kenny Mitchell can do on Jake Forster, because Stephen Netherwood's got him boxed in. It's all over the back of him. Illman might have to get out of that a bit. Mogridge as well. There's definitely preference to the inside line, isn't there? But that's obvious because it keeps you on the shorter line. Now, Illman goes to the inside of Mitchell, does he? No, there's no overlap this time. Forster still trying to push through. Netherwood's actually got a bit more of a run now and managed to go around the outside. 2 by 2 once again onto lap 6. Kenny Mitchell's thinking, let's make that high line work, boys. I've tried the low line, there's nothing going on down there. Although, whoa, big switch mid-corner by Kenny Mitchell. Takes it down low in front of Adam Illman. They're now dragging along Simon Wareham and John Jarrett onto the back of this. Andy Oakley is closed back up as well in the My Little Pony machine. Kenny Mitchell side by side with Stephen Netherwood. They were 3 wide for a second then, and that sort of dissipated the front 2. Nearly contact again as they come around 3 and 4 around the tri-oval. Kenny Mitchell back up to the high line. Will we see him switch back down to the low line for turns 1 and 2? No, he's actually going to the middle. He's between Jake Forster and Stephen Netherwood. That's very feisty indeed. Doesn't work. He's been so aggressive early on. He knows what he needs to do. He knows he needs to try and break away from all of this and go after those lead pair. He's the man with the confidence to do it. And he's the man with the confidence to stay in the middle there. Stephen Netherwood gets shuffled out. What can Adam Illman do about that now? Can he take advantage of as well? Jake Forster might have actually been done here by Kenny Mitchell. He's had a fantastic run down the tri-oval. Redford still having a go for the lead. Is Kenny going to get in front of Jake Forster? I think he's just going to try and come down in front of him. It's not quite worked through 1 and 2. He's got a really good run on the exit though, and he's actually completely ahead now, well and truly. Is he just going to try and help Mark Redford though on that high line? This is now Kenny Mitchell's view of it. He's gained 4 spots so far. So has John Jarrett as well, a bit further back. John's having a very strong race. He's got the My Little Pony mobile in front of him, but look at that. Look how close it is. John's in 8th at the minute. Sorry, 9th. That's the top 8 in front of him. Maspero and Redford consistently switching between 1st and 2nd. The two of them absolutely locking horns at the moment. This is great racing. Mark would have been in the championship fight had it not been for his penalty. And he wants to show that he's still got the pace to do it. Illman having to defend from Netherwood. Mogridge in there in the McDonald's truck. And My Little Pony chucking it up the inside there in the form of Andy Oakley. Everybody sort of leaning up towards the high line now by the look of it, trying to help Mark Redford somehow. I think Jake Forster's learning a bit off Kenny Mitchell here. He's seen him start up high on the back straight and then come down low for the corners. Seemingly copying the behaviour of Kenny Mitchell at the moment. Whether he just knows that as well and he's thought maybe now is the time to implement it or not. Illman is close to the back of him. The whole field is so close though. This is great stuff. Look at them. At the back, that's Michael Jones just ahead of Mark Murphy. It's then Martin Kenyon and Martin McDermott. So if your name's Martin, it's not a great evening. I've had similar on another broadcast I did recently where all of the marks crashed out of the race. Aaron Maspero somehow holding on at the moment. I think it's just the natural speed of the circuit. Redford just can't make anything of it yet. 2 by 2 by 2. Oakley up to 6th. Illman 5th. Moggridge in 7th. Across the tri-oval once again. On to lap 13 of this race now. 6.5 minutes gone. If you are enjoying the race at the moment, obviously please do like the video. And of course subscribe as well. Now, interesting little development now. Maspero has got in front of Redford and Forster has got down the inside of Kenny Mitchell. The two of them are very close together mid-corner. Wrong one, Chaz. Oh, that's how close. I see him around here somewhere. Nope. Guess not. 44 and 4 fighting over P3 and P4. Andy Oakley's back where he started now. He did qualify 5th, so he'll be pleased to be back there. Simon Wareham in the 20s putting pressure on Adam Illman. Netherwood's really dropped back now. He's down to 9th place. He's dropped 5 positions. He got shuffled earlier. Stuart Pomfrey and Martin McDermott are another two that have really lost a lot of places. Pomfrey off the back of the train now as well. Mark Murphy and Michael Jones also languishing a bit further away from the big train. But at the front though, Aaron Maspero is doing everything right at the minute. He's now got it back to single file, so these guys are going to have to push a little bit harder to try and get up there. They've not got sort of two lines trying to help one another out. Jake Forster's got a good run on Kenny Mitchell. Any battling that these guys do, though, means that the front couple can get away. There is a bit more of a gap between them. But if you've watched previous rounds of this championship, you know that Jake Forster is not a man that likes to take these battles lying down. Stephen Netherwood trying to dispatch of Adam Illman. That's another one that's very close indeed. Good stuff. Illman in that very bright green metallic number 32. You've got to love it. I think it says Mohawk Racing on the back on his, that's his Twitch. It's great the speed that they do down the back straight here. And even around the corners as well, of course. Jake Forster's got a mega run there on Mark Redford. He's actually got his nose down the inside as they go into the tri-oval. But look, Aaron Maspero is just nowhere. He's barely even in the same shot. He's made a break for it now as Aaron. He's really pushing. Forster is the first person to displace either of the top two in this race. Oh, Mark gets very sideways mid-corner. Kenny Mitchell's going to naturally close up to the back of him. No contact or anything. Just looked like Mark pushed it a bit hard. I'm wondering whether Mark has shredded his tyres in the early stages. We'll remember that and see if he's one of the first to pit. Either way, Kenny Mitchell now trying to cling on to the inside. Andy Oakley's got a good view of it. From 5th position, the number 53. They're not really dropping that much in terms of speed at the corners, are they? Maybe about 20 Ks, if that. 22, 23 Ks. 280 Ks pretty much as they get to each of the corners. Sometimes a bit more than that as well. In the case of T1. Now Mitchell down the inside of Redford once again, trying to make it stick this time. This is the wonderful balance of this sort of racing. You've got the tighter line, which is obviously the shorter line. but you have to go slower to make it work. And the high line, while it's longer, you can carry more speed. Distance against speed, they equal. So it all depends on how close you get to one another and what sort of run you get through the corner, how smooth you are. These races are dealt in thousandths. And we all know that only a Sith deals in absolutes. But tonight is about whether Aaron Maspero becomes champion or delays it for another week. I will be broadcasting the final round of the championship as well. These guys have been fantastic this season. It's been great to work with them, so I would love to see the final round of the season. See if it does get decided then, but I mean, if things continue now, we've got 1 and 2 in the championship, 1 and 2 in this race. Aaron Maspero and Jake Forster. So if it finishes this way, Aaron Maspero is your 2021 Season 1 champion. Mark Redford looking down the inside of Kenny Mitchell. He's now returning the favour. He said, right, you got past me. I'm going to try and get past you. Nearly contact. Mark's a little bit out of shape and he's going to lose spots now, surely. Oakley looks to the inside. That was very feisty stuff there. Mark tried to push it. Just looked like he ran a little bit wide. He doesn't want Andy Oakley to go through, that's for sure. Trying to squeeze him out of room. Simon Wareham has got ahead of Stephen Netherwood. He's trying now to dispatch of Chris Mogridge on the inside in the McDonald's machine. Further back, Michael Jones is only just ahead of Matthew Dalton in the 16. He's lost 2 places from where he started as Matthew, but it's not too shabby. This is the battle to keep an eye on, though. Look at those lot. You can see now Kenny Mitchell and Jake Forster have just cleared off into the distance. Netherwood and Wareham side by side. Netherwood in the white 52. Wareham in the red and black. Number 20 on the outside. Adam Illman trying to get a piece of the action as well. Looks like a nice clear run up to the back of Stephen Netherwood, but no, there is Simon Wareham with the 5 guys branded on the truck, making me ever hungry this championship. There's in the background there, John Jarrett had a bit of a moment. Looks like Michael Jones, Mark Murphy and Matthew Dalton having another little scrap. Lap time's not that different from these guys, you know. Maybe about anywhere between 3 to 8 tenths of a second, actually, from the front to the back of the field. Big spread at the front, though. Aaron Maspero now put in another wonderful drive so far. Nearly a quarter of the way through the race, lap 26. Just in the books, onto the 27th circuit now. Great to ride on board with these things. It's a good night if you've got the number 4 in your racing number, isn't it? Aaron Maspero 41, Jake Forster 44, and Kenny Mitchell car 4. Oof, cameraman nearly falls over as Mark Redford is now right up to the back of Andy Oakley again. Doesn't look like he can do too much about him at this stage, though. Adam Illman is close to the back of Simon Wareham as well. Through 3 and 4 they go once more. I'm gonna say this. I've not wanted to say it for a while during the race, but no yellows so far. Really clean driving. Good consistent circulation from everybody. It is a deceivingly difficult track, though. That's what you've got to remember here. Trying to keep these trucks stable at such high speed is not easy at all. And Andy Oakley, you know, he's a tenth of a second a lap quicker than Kenny Mitchell at the moment. I think Kenny might have just, as I said before, might have overworked his tyres trying to push after the leading duo. He's just lost a bit of life in them. There's Stuart Pomfrey has stopped, and he's in the pits. He's just pulled it over. He's on the apron, gets it out of the way, kisses the wall, and just goes straight back to the pits. It's very strange. Not sure what happened there. Maybe he was just really struggling with the car, and he's decided that is the end of his evening. I'm not sure. Still, fantastic stuff from everybody so far. Nice tidy stuff. Look at this Mandy Oakley now, right on the back of Kenny Mitchell. Two of them right together through 3 and 4. The My Little Pony machine down the inside of the Cammy Motorsport number 4. Oh, Mark Redford. Mark Redford's had a moment. What on earth has happened here? Has he lost it partway around the corner? Oh, that looked like the aftermath of it. What on earth happened there to Mark Redford? That's very strange indeed. Well, something's happened there. Something's definitely happened, and he's actually come in the pits as well. John Jarrett in the pits, as well as Mark Redford. That's very odd. I'm thinking maybe he wanted to come in last time, but he just missed the entrance. I don't know, it looked like something a little bit more... There was definitely a problem there. It was like he suddenly slowed down like, what? And then continued. Oakley has got up to 3rd place, ahead of Mitchell. And Mr. Gearing saying Stu was bored. That's why I parked it. Well, fair enough. You never know how many points you can get, though, by pushing it to the end. That's what I always say. There's been many a race where I've just thought, oh, why do I bother? Falling to the back, but you can gain plenty of places just off the attrition rate a lot of the time. That's Michael Jones running up high. Maybe trying the high line instead, potentially, just trying to keep the speed up. Now Andy Oakley has got past Kenny Mitchell. Obviously Kenny's in the slipstream, so he can stay with him down the back straight. But he does seem to be just edging away the tiniest of margins here. Interesting that John Jarrett and Mark Redford both pitted. Mark is back out there. And he is doing, well, we'll find out what lap time he does on fresh tyres. So this will show you the difference. It's 32 laps difference on the tyres. Although Martin Kenyon's just got past Michael Jones. Mark did, last time round, a 31.3. That's 1.3 seconds quicker than Aaron Maspero. He's 46 seconds off the lead. So he'd have to do that for 46 laps. And if he's done that on tyres that are only 32 laps newer, then not 1,000,000% sure it's worth it. Either way, the guys will start to lose a lot of life in the tyre as this race goes on. Don't forget, actually, that, of course, Mark Redford lost a lot of time with that strange slowing out the final corner. This is Simon Wareham trying to have a go at Chris Mogridge now. Suddenly gets a really good run down the back straight. There is Chris Mogridge. He's going to try and come back at him. We've got Mark Murphy coming in the pits as well now. So we've got more and more of them starting to pit at this point. Just maybe trying to maintain as much life in the tyre as they can before it properly falls off the cliff. We're a third of the way through this race already, though. It certainly has flown so far. Nobody else in the pits yet, just Mark Murphy on pit lane at the moment. Simon Wareham looks like he's got some really good pace in that thing at the moment though. Last time round he did a 32.79. The only trucks that were faster than him were Jake Forster and Andy Oakley on that last lap, so he's definitely looked after some of the tyre life. Jake Forster still plugging away in second place. He was 0.6 of a second faster than Maspero last time round. That time it was just 1/10. So I'm wondering whether that was something to do with the traffic there. Which is Martin McDermott. Michael Jones on his way into the pits. Locks up the front left on the way in. McDermott moving out of the way. Onto the low line for Jake Forster to just skim his way by. Gap to the front, 1.2 seconds, and that gap is going down rather quickly, you know, to Aaron Maspero. Although that's not going to help Jake in any way. He was actually slower than Maspero on that lap. He got a really good run out the final corner, but out of 1 and 2 it just didn't look right. Andy Oakley staying in third at the moment. Kenny Mitchell's then got the attention of Stephen Netherwood and Simon Wareham behind him. Adam Illman has just got past Chris Mogridge as well. Chris is struggling here. It sounded like he's lower on revs, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him bring it in this time. There you go. Just got to edge it down. Maspero, Forster and Oakley all in as well though. So it's going to be intriguing to see who gets off the pit lane first. That is Maspero's box right in front of us. Jake Forster's a little bit further back. Here they come. Now Jake Forster was stopped first. Obviously his box a bit further away, but it seemed like Maspero was very, very careful with it. Tyres on the left side go on. Building up the revs. They both got going about the same time. Bit of wheel spin on the exit. Bit of a stalemate. Now Mark Redford's gone through. Mark has gone flying past. Oh no, Maspero sideways. He's lost it. I reckon he saw Redford coming and he thought, I need to get on this. I need to get on with it. Andy Oakley's gone through as well. Wow. Wow, oh wow. Look at that. Aaron Maspero off the circuit on the way out of the pit lane. Oh, he catches a bit of the banking on the apron. Great save, to be fair. But wow, oh wow. Kenny Mitchell's on his way out of the pits now, but he's lost a lot of time as well. It seems an early stop is a good one. But don't forget, Mark Redford's tyres are going to go off sooner than everybody else's. That was Mark Murphy and Aaron Maspero side by side for position. They're going past Adam Illman. Just ahead of them on track now is Stephen Netherwood. That's going to get feisty. And the race comes alive with pit stops. Simon Wareham, whoa, drifting on his way into the pit lane. Fantastic stuff, Simon, but there's a wall there, mate. Martin Kenyon goes through with his Yorkshire tea. But Mark Redford has taken the lead of this race in a very, very interesting twist. So it's Redford, Forster 4 seconds back. Then it's Andy Oakley just ahead of John Jarrett. Aaron Maspero is 5th. 11 seconds off the lead. Now don't forget, all Aaron needs to do this evening is do something he's done a number of times this season and win the race. You get 21 points for first position, and second place gets 19. So if he outscores Jake Forster by 2 points, he is the champion. But at the moment, Jake is outscoring him by 3. So it's still going to be difficult for Jake to win the championship if it stays how it is for the final round next week at Las Vegas. But either way, you've still got to do a good job when you're there. So it'll be intriguing to see how that pans out. But Aaron Maspero is now the man with the job on his hands. Doesn't have to worry too much because he's going to have the confidence about next time out. And the racing line in chat, I do believe it is 2 stops, yes. I think we'll see one at maybe the sort of 40-minute mark. Maybe just after. Oh, bit of a slide there from Martin Kenyon. Missed his box a little bit. Comes back. And there is Mark Redford taking the race lead then at the 25-minute mark. Get it, Mark? Jake Forster's 4.5 seconds back now. But he won't be too worried about that. He's still got his pace. Adam Oakley through the puff of smoke there in the My Little Pony machine in third. Really, really interesting banking here because it is a little bit bumpy. You can see as well the white line is not completely smooth. There are little variations in it. It's a very raw racing circuit, and that's what I love about it. This is close between Illman, Murphy and Netherwood. Illman in the green machine. Onto the back straight they go. Netherwood looking quick now. He's on the back of Maspero. Illman also looking very feisty, so Aaron's not got this all his own way here. He still could get caught up in a fight with these guys. Jack Werrell in the chat, good to see you, mate. Hope you're well, buddy. Onto the back straight they go then. Illman just looking a little bit cheeky down the inside there of Stephen Netherwood. The two Chevys, sorry, the two Fords. Trust me, that's not the first or last time I'll do that this season. Flying formation at the minute. Now for second place, Andy Oakley has really caught Jake Forster. Some of these guys in this second stint are really looking good. Mark Redford has cleared off into the distance. Jake Forster now 4.8 seconds back, and Andy Oakley is only going to make that gap bigger by dragging him into a battle and filling his mirrors. The championship leader needs to be very careful here not to get caught up in too much of a fight. Aaron Maspero, he's got a job to do in going forwards, but like I've said, he doesn't need to push too much. He's still got a big advantage in the championship, even if it finishes as it is. Jake Forster is still going to be behind by 16 points going to Las Vegas. You get 21 for a win. That means that Maspero could finish as low as like 15th at Las Vegas and still win the championship, so doesn't need to worry too much, although John Jarrett's going a bit slowly in front of them. So he's going to gain another place now, is Maspero. Looks down the inside of John. Through he goes. Is Netherwood going to follow him? He is. What about Illman? John Jarrett, I know, will... he won't let this slide. Doesn't look like there was much he could do there, though. This is still going on for second. Just show you how the field is spread out as well. You can see there that big train for fourth backwards, all the way to 10th. Race leader nice and clear off in the distance at the moment. Great chase this, though, by Andy Oakley. Doing a wonderful job of it. Here we are on board the My Little Pony machine. We're just about to hit the halfway point. On to lap 54 we go. Another interesting battle, actually. 7th, 8th and 9th is Kenny Mitchell side by side with Chris Mogridge and John Jarrett in there as well. John is really dropping down here. He's having a bit of a difficult second stint, it seems. There goes Kenny. Mogridge is going to try and follow him through, but he washes up a little bit wide mid-corner, so can't get the run that he needs. Back into 1 and 2 again. Michael Jones is in the pits. Now, they pitted on lap 32 last time, so he's not done that many laps again. There's Michael Jones, so I'm intrigued to see what he's doing there. Martin McDermott still out on track, although Michael Jones has stopped in his box for 1/10 of a second. Oh, he's missed his box. He's suddenly gone back in it by the look of it. Jake has got to defend from Andy Oakley now. Andy's not looking too aggressive at this stage, but he's just looking that little bit quicker than Jake. You've got to think that the slipstream will be helping him, of course. Either way, it just looks a little bit more planted. We've got 3 Toyotas in the top 5, 1 Chevrolet, 1 Ford. We are on board with that Chevrolet right now. Very intriguing chase, though, from the 2 of them. I don't know what's going on with my liveries and their resolution recently, but there's a prime example of how it's not supposed to look. Oh, a bit of a blink in and out there by Jake Forster. Quite the blink as well. That's a big one. There is Michael Jones coming out of the pits. That'll be very off-putting that for Andy Oakley. Although, hang on, they've caught right up to Mark Redford here. What has happened to Mark Redford? Has he had a moment on the back straight? His lap time, he was half a second slower than them last time. Something going on there for Mark Redford. Definitely. So here's Michael Jones on his way out. Nothing to do with that. It just seems like Mark just doesn't have the pace, and he's actually dropped behind Andy Oakley and Jake Forster now. Maybe this is the difference in the tyres, because the other guy's pitted on lap 41. He pitted on lap 32. So he is almost on the same amount of stint again on those tyres. I reckon we'll see him pit in any time now, you know. Give it one more lap and I think we'll see Mark Redford in the pit lane. I think he's going to wait until... Oh, I don't know, you know. Because he might have to 3-stop this if he does it again. I don't know if he'll be able to make the tyres last half an hour. Came in on lap 32. That was about 21, 22 minutes in, I think, wasn't it? Very intriguing indeed. A little bit further back then, Adam Illman is between Maspero and Netherwood. Bit of a gap either side at the moment. It's very intriguing to see who manages to come out on top in this one, isn't it? Just having a look up and down the time to check lap times, and Mark Redford is about 2/10 and 3/10 a lap slower than the trucks ahead of him. Oakley and Forster doing 32.2 and 32.4 last time. Redford doing 32.6. Everybody else behind him, except for Mogridge and Murphy, we're quicker than Mark on that lap. So Mark needs to get that thing in, but he's not pitting again. He does another lap. I think he's just trying to make sure he ekes these tyres out as long as he can. I think that's his only option. Otherwise, he's going to be absolutely dead on pace at the end of the race. Michael Jones in the pits again. Doesn't seem like the best of evenings for Michael Jones, unfortunately. He only pitted a couple of laps ago. We'll stay on board and see what happens. Going very slowly. It's like something broke on the truck there. Or he was doing something else, seemed distracted. Well, that was a very slow run down. Might be a bit of damage on the right rear of that truck, you know. Looks like it's slightly crumpled in. He's taking new tyres and he's going to go back out there though. Simon Wareham and Mark Murphy side by side. Simon trying to get the move done. Nothing doing yet though. 25 minutes to go in this race. Penultimate round of the championship here in the MyTurnRacing Sunday Night Truck Series on Chaz Draycott Media. Don't forget, of course, like the video, please. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see any future rounds of this championship. I am doing the final as well next week from Las Vegas. It'll be very intriguing to see who wins that one. Depends on what goes on this evening, of course. Things can still change here. Andy Oakley putting in a great performance. Jake Forster is doing exactly what he needs to do right now. And he's top of the pile. Mark Redford's back in. So there's 25 minutes of this race to go. Oh, as he has a big drift on the way in. I hope he wasn't caught speeding there. I was just going to say, Jake Forster at the front. He's doing everything right at the moment. Maspero still in third. He's going to get outscored by 3 points. So the championship gap will come back down to 16 points. 21 points for a race win. So mathematically, Maspero will not clinch the championship this evening. Not at the moment, anyway. Mark Redford gets going again. Now he's using the banked part of the exit there to get some really good speed out. He's going to come out just in front of Chris Mogridge, who I think might... No, he's not going to overtake him. Mark gets a really good run out of there. So we'll wait and see what sort of laps he can do then. I'll keep an eye on that for next time. Adam Illman is still in pursuit of Jake Maspero. Sorry, Aaron Maspero. Apologies. It's Jake Forster at the front. Stephen Netherwood right behind as well, though. He's not too far off the back of Adam here. Lap times anywhere from a 32.4 to a 33.2 throughout the field. Just going to see what Mark Redford can do this time round. Obviously his first one out was over a minute because of the exit of the pit lane. A 131. Wow, that would be bad, wouldn't it? 31.7, so it's 0.8 of a second at the moment that Mark Redford is quicker than everybody else on track. Although Andy Oakley did a 32.52 last time. Same time as Jake Forster. I was looking at his best lap times there. So at the moment now, Mark Redford is out of sync with the rest of them. He's going to have to make these tyres last a long, long time though. I'm not sure what his pace is going to be like at the end. It could be a masterstroke. It could be almost suicidal for his pace. Michael Jones is showing just what those tyres can do. Look at that. Around the outside of Simon Wareham. He's going to go past Mogridge as well with a really good run. It's not for position. He's just unlapping himself, but he's flying. Whoa! Up high in front of Mogridge there. Chris won't be pleased with that. That gives Simon Wareham a really good run up to the back of him in the Toyota Tundra. Simon looks slightly to the inside, gets very close to Chris Mogridge, although he's gone deep. Chris has gone deep, maybe too worried about defending it, too worried about the contact. Simon Wareham goes through up into 7th place, and your race leader is on pit lane. Jake Forster slowing it down. Anybody else coming in? Anybody else? Doesn't look like it. No, nothing doing yet. Here's Kenyon on the back of Matthew Dalton. Although Chris Mogridge and Mark Murphy have come in, actually. So where is Mark Redford in comparison to Jake Forster? Mark's on the back straight. Jake's taking right side. He'll get jacked up for left-hand side. Or will he? Yeah, he will. Andy Fox in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Jake Forster gets going. Now, where is Mark Murphy? Nope. Mark Redford. Get the right one, Chaz. Here comes Mark. Jake Forster could have jumped him here. Oh, he's wobbling. There's Mark in the white and green machine. He's going to get the run on exit. Kenny Mitchell between the two of them. He's just going to be ahead of Jake Forster. Or is he? I don't think he will. This is for the lead down through the middle with Kenny Mitchell. Mark Redford just about takes the lead. But now Jake Forster's got slightly newer tyres. Aaron Maspero there, champion-elect, on the way in. But that was very gutsy stuff from Mark Redford. You've got to love that. He's now past Andy Oakley as well, as Andy is coming out of the pits. There he is in the My Little Pony machine. Yeah, 3 wide made me twitch there as well, mate. Honestly, that was very lively. Aaron Maspero has only just stopped in his box, you know. Don't forget, he had that spin coming out of the pits last time. Redford and Forster are coming out of the final corner already. I think Hillman was on the way in. He is. Aaron Maspero only just gets going now. There's Mark Redford. He's going to fly by. So too is Jake Forster. They're his 2 nearest rivals in the championship. I'll reiterate again, Aaron still has a big lead in that championship, so nothing too much to worry about. But it doesn't help. Stephen Netherwood then in the pits. Oh, he's missed his box. Get it in reverse, Stephen. Oh no, he's in the box. Apologies. Not sure about you, but I just assumed he'd missed the box there. The white line in the middle of the pit lane may be putting me off. There's Illman. Netherwood gets going. So too does Kenny Mitchell just behind. Kenny's pit stop 0.8 of a second slower than everybody else around him. Simon Wareham is your current race leader, the number 20. Through turns 1 and 2 he goes. John Jarrett 2 seconds back. Then Martin Kenyon about 3 seconds back. Then Matthew Dalton just behind. And then you've got Mark Redford 15 seconds back. He will effectively be the race leader after this, but don't forget, just like last time, Mark was slightly out of sync with the pit stops. He came in a lot earlier and the tyres went off a lot more dramatically and he could not manage it. Whether that's down to different driving styles or just general wear, we weren't sure. Jake Forster is going to be putting in a very strong fight now. He knows what the pace difference can be. Same too with Andy Oakley. He's been very quick as well. Mark Redford's tyres are 6 laps older than the cars chasing him. It does make all the difference. There's Matthew Dalton. Stops in his box. Did he miss that? No, he's got it stopped. All well and good. Kenny Mitchell now on the back of Stephen Netherwood. This is for the last spot in the top 10, or it will be, now that they've overtaken Matthew Dalton. Kenny looked really feisty early on, but dropped away a little bit. He's going to be hoping to climb further up the order than 10th place. He started 7th, and he was up to 3rd at one point as well. He really did gain a lot of positions. That was them unlapping themselves on Simon Wareham, who is still your race leader. The last time he pitted was like 44. He's done nearly 40 laps on these tyres. You've got to think he's just hemorrhaging time right now. And Oakley is past Jake Forster. Do a tri-oval, puts it down the inside. Great stuff from Andy Oakley. Thank you very much, he says. Love that. Now, is he going to go chasing after Mark Redford? Can he do it? He's only got half a second to him. So I think he can. That My Little Pony mobile, it may be running on magic dust at the moment. Whether it is at the end of the race, I'm not sure. But look at the difference. He's now 2/10 behind Mark. It just seems like Mark's tyres just get cooked really quickly. Look at the speed difference mid-corner. Oakley's going to have a real hard time on his hands here, because he's got to think about Forster behind, and if he's trying to be patient and Jake isn't, this could get very feisty. Jake's thinking championship because he's only 1 position ahead of Aaron Maspero. So he is going to outscore him by 1 point, which will bring the gap down to 18 in the championship. But it's the Toyota Tundra Tango at the front. And it was little more than a line dance there, really. Andy Oakley goes through. Mark doesn't make it too difficult for him. He's going to try and stick with him. What can Jake Forster do now? We'll go on board with Jake. Onto the back straight. Wareham comes into the pits. Jake's taking a later turning to get a really good run on exit, but he can't go anywhere because Mark is just there. Although it's a good, strong run through the tri-oval for Jake Forster. He did that nicely. Got himself set up beautifully for the exit. And that's going to be, theoretically, second place in the race. I'm not sure if I should call it this live on air, but the teabag machine leads the way. Martin Kenyon. I'm referring to the truck, not Martin. I'm not sure how much he liked to brew, but being called the teabag machine isn't probably a favourable nickname. But the number 11 is top of the pile at the moment by 12 seconds. Entire pit lane time is about 45 seconds. So he's definitely not going to be in the lead after his stop. There's Martin McDermott just behind in the Sender Esports machine with the Red Bull branding. Yorkshire Team Red Bull, two things you really shouldn't mix together, to be honest. Sounds like one of the strangest Jaeger bombs in the world that doesn't actually contain Jägermeister. So, Jake Forster then, he's tucked up behind Andy Oakley at this point. You like the nickname, do you, boys? The teabag machine. Fantastic stuff. Well, I hope his friends let him know. Now look at this. Never mind that. Let your friends know that Aaron Maspero is back in town. Guess who's back? Back again. Maspero's back, and he's got too many syllables in his name for that to work. But tell a friend. Fourth place in the race at the moment, but don't forget Kenyon is out of sync with the pit stops. But even if Aaron Maspero finishes right in front of Jake Forster here, he hasn't actually won the championship. If he finishes right in front of Jake, he needs to be first and second. Mr. Gearing saying he's changing his name in Discord. Love it. Oh, that's Oakley hitting the wall. And look at that, Maspero. Thank you very much, boys. I will take that. And Maspero puts himself back into championship winning position. That is the patience and opportunism of a true champion, everybody. Look at that. That was golden. Gets past Redford through the tri-oval. And then onto the back straight. Oakley just opened it up. He just kissed the wall on the way in. I think he really opened up the line. Look, he's drifting towards it, drifting towards it. Oh, this was the lap before. Oh, shut up, Chaz. Here we go. Oh, it just kisses it on the way in. Oh, and that second hit where the safer barrier sticks out really hurt him. Jake Forster just couldn't react fast enough to get down there. And Maspero goes to the top of the pile. Andy Oakley's car is going to be handling like a horse right now, to be fair. Mark Redford can't do too much about it. Look at this. Adam Illman, as subtle as a nuclear bomb in that bright green machine. He's off to the back of this train as well now. But look at this then. This is literally the championship fight right now. Jake Forster needs to finish ahead of Aaron Maspero to have a mathematical chance of winning the championship at the end. If Aaron finishes ahead of him now, he gains 2 points on him and has a 21-point deficit. Oh, well, 21-point advantage, I should say, to Jake. And you get 21 points for a win. So Jake can only match him on that. And I think Maspero will have more wins no matter what this season. I'll just quickly check that while we continue to look. To be fair, Aaron Maspero has raced in only 7 rounds this season, and he's won 6 of them. Jake Forster has taken part in 8 rounds and hasn't won any. So he's finished second on 4 different occasions. You do get a bonus point as well, I believe, for, I think it's for the fastest lap of the race. So even if Aaron gets that, and he's won it, and at the moment, he's not actually. Andy Oakley has the fastest lap, 30.93. Never mind, Simon Wareham, 30.91. He has the fastest lap of the race currently. Again, I'll shut up. 30.87 from Kenny Mitchell. So he's getting the bonus point as things stand. I'll keep an eye on that too for you. We've got 10 minutes left of this to go. And as we stand, Aaron Maspero is going to be champion. Great battling all the way through. Andy Oakley and Adam Illman have both got past Mark Redford, who is really struggling on those tyres, I'm afraid. Illman looking to the inside of Oakley this time. The damage will not be helping Oakley right now, and it's a real shame. Oh, Martin Kenyon has disappeared. It properly disappeared. You would have seen him dropping down the order there for a moment. I wonder if he's actually gone to Kenya. Aaron Maspero, though, he'll be jumping with joy at the minute, knowing that he could potentially be on the brink of winning the championship. I think Kenyon has just disconnected as well. He was trying to run the truck right to the end on the strategy, but unfortunately it doesn't look like we're going to get that. Still, very intriguing top four. Adam Illman, his laps are only one tyre newer. His tyres are only one lap newer than Aaron Maspero, and then he's got 2 laps of tyre life over Jake Forster. I mean, it doesn't stop Jake trying. It stops his internet trying, because look how close he is. Love the look of that Chevy as well. Jake Forster's truck, one of the prettiest on the grid by a long shot. Not sure whether that's a custom livery or whether it's been run before. My NASCAR knowledge is very limited, I have to admit. It certainly looks nice, I can tell you that much. 8 minutes to go then in the MyTurnRacing Sunday Night Truck Series, round 11 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Huge speed around here, it really is a fantastic circuit. Simon Wareham and Matthew Dalton, John Jarrett having a fight further down. My timing screen deceives me. Oh, John moving over. That was very close indeed. That would have been what's called a competition caution, everybody. Michael Jones in the pit lane again. Honestly, if Michael had no bad luck, he wouldn't have any luck at all. Oh, and Martin Kenyon has had what is known as a throughput issue, which is basically a disconnect from the server. That's such a shame. We do attribute them, though, to having a mechanical failure or some sort of car or truck failure. Andy Fox reckons Forster will get this. I think, you know, he's got it in his locker, but it's very difficult to overtake around here. You can get slipstream down the back straight, but not too much of it. It's very difficult to get these things with an advantageous run off each corner. But what do the rest of you think? Do you all think that he's holding back at this point with just a full-on attack? Stuart Pomfrey said he had to go for his tea. That's good, that. I like that, Stuart. Milk 2 sugars, please. To be fair, Stuart, that can go with your team name, a beer and a pack of crisps. But Aaron Maspero, he's driven so well. That first stint as well was absolutely wonderful, holding off all the trucks behind him. Mark Redford tried so hard to get him early on, but I think it was a bit of a nail in the coffin for Mark Redford early on because of the fact he pushed his tyres so hard to stay with Aaron. They have all said, I mean all season, these sort of said to me that Aaron is rapid. You know, from the very first race, they were telling me how fast Aaron was. I think he was on to win the first race and then got taken out of the lead. I think it was one of the Force Esports community trucks that took him out. I think it might have been Linus Broström. It was the very last lap, I'm pretty sure. But he's come back from it very strong. And he's won every other round that he's competed in. It's incredible stuff. Oh, there's the Yorkshire Team-mobile on its way back out. Martin Kenyon, the teabag machine, is through turns 1 and 2 on the exit of the pit lane, of course. But he's back out on track. That's good persistence there. That's what you love to see. 5 laps to go. We've just finished lap 100. Right then. You can't pick anything between these two at the moment, can you? I know we've been watching them consistently, but you never know when it's going to happen. And the Chaz curse is different to most other commentators' curses. I'll say someone's doing well or something's going well, and then there'll be an accident. What I tend to do is I'll watch something for a while, and as soon as I click away from it and watch something else, that's when there's an accident. So I'm a bit scared to do that at the moment. But admittedly, it has been said in chat, there's some fantastic respect between the two of them. Mr. Gearing, you can blame that on your keyboard all you want, mate, but I think I got the message. At 41 and 44, class of the field at the minute. Mark Redford is actually trying to get back at Andy Oakley. He's looked after the tyres a bit, potentially. And now chucks it up the inside and wondering whether that damage is really chewing up Andy Oakley's tyres. 4 minutes to go at Atlanta. And Redford goes up into 4th place. It's still some good championship points for him in the championship. Andy Oakley, he's 15th. He's not been in the championship all the way through, but he's done a really strong job in each round he's been in. But that one little kiss of the wall has cost him dear this evening. That is now the gap to your lead 2. 3.5 minutes to go. Jake Forster's just so intriguing here. It does look like he's just sat there, but I know that he's pushing hard. This is the thing. I could say that, you know, they're driving a little bit relaxed now. You know, he's just chilling. He's just following him. That's not the case. He's going to be driving the wheels off that thing. But it just seems that Maspero's got an answer to everything that gets thrown at him. And look at this. Anyone for a quick brew? Look at that. Number 11. Flying by. That's Martin Kenyon. Now this could be the spoiler in the pack here, because look at that. He's opened the door for Forster. You know when a teabag rips? It's just that horrible feeling. That's what Aaron Maspero will be feeling right now. He'll be really annoyed at that. Just when you stir it that bit too hard and catch it with the spoon. Maspero will be fuming with Martin Kenyon right now. Either way, Forster still not ahead. John Jarrett and Chris Mogridge, by the way, having a bit of a swap around further around. This is so intriguing, though. I love it. I know that's the word I've used a lot tonight, but it honestly is. We've got about 3 laps to go. And Jake Forster is not letting up here. He's right on the back of Maspero's car, truck, 4-wheeled vehicle. Whatever you want to call it. Jake Forster's probably sick of seeing himself in the chrome, or he would be if iRacing got chrome that detailed. Through 1 and 2, gets a good run, but look at the corrective oversteer. That's one thing you don't get on the outside of these trucks. You don't see how out of shape they are. They are right on the edge. See, look, he's being clever here. He's drove it in deep a little bit early on, tried to carry the pace around the outside to get a run through the tri-oval, but he's have to lift out. Oh no! Well, you've got to try it. 1 minute to go. There'll be one more lap after this one, I'm pretty sure. There might even be 2, you know. It depends on what this counts down to. Looks like Jake did overdrive it a little bit there, unfortunately, but he had to go for it. He had to take the chance. Aaron Maspero is 45 seconds, maybe a bit more if there's another lap. There will be another lap after this one. It's 32 seconds for a lap round here at the moment. Oh, literally 32 seconds from the line when they do it. I think we may get another lap after this one. We've not had the white flag, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. But Aaron Maspero could be a couple of corners away from being crowned champion for 2021 Season 1. It's been a great drive. The move down the inside of the other two was wonderful opportunism from him. I agree with you, James Leggett. Let's have a look then. What's he going to do? We get one more lap. Aaron Maspero has to completely hold up Jake Forster now. Will Jake manage to get past him? Oh, Jake has to get out of it again. That's it. That is it. I'm sorry, but I'm going to call it now. That is the championship decided. Everybody, I want clap emojis in chat because round 3 and 4 at Atlanta, Jake Forster is going to finish second. Aaron Maspero, get his name right, Chaz, is going to be the winner of the race and the winner of the championship. Amazing stuff all season and a very deserving winner. Every single race but one this season, he has won. Great stuff. Adam Illman, a strong 3rd place. Mark Redford finishes 4th. Andy Oakley, a great 5th place. Kenny Mitchell, 6th. And it's Netherwood. Mark Murphy gains 8 places to finish 8th. Go on, sunshine. But Aaron Maspero is your 2021 Season 1 champion. Awesome stuff. You have to give it to Jake Forster there, though. Brilliant chase at the end. He gave it absolutely everything. But Aaron has done it. He is now 21 points ahead in the championship. And that means mathematically, even if Jake Forster wins, gets 21 points next time round, and Aaron gets none, Aaron will win on wins alone. Let's turn it up, shall we, so you can hear the wonderful sounds of the Ford F-150. Is he going to do it on the grass as well? Is he going to? Is he just going to try and find victory lane? Or is he just going to crawl back to the pit box? Either way, Aaron Maspero is a very deserving champion right now, and what a fantastic drive that was to round out the season. So, here's your race results then. Aaron Maspero wins the race and wins the championship. Half a second separates him and Jake Forster at the line. Adam Illman finishes 3rd with Mark Redford in 4th. Andy Oakley finishes 5th after a very strong battle all the way through. Kenny Mitchell recovers to 6th after dropping down in the midfield. Stephen Netherwood ends up 7th with Mark Murphy in 8th. Biggest mover in the field was Mark Murphy, so well done to him. Simon Wareham finishes 9th and John Jarrett rounds out the top 10. He's followed by Chris Mogridge, and Matthew Dalton was the last truck on the lead lap. Martin McDermott was 3 laps down. Martin Kenyon, so unlucky there. The teabag machine finishes 6 laps down. And it's Michael Jones 21 laps down, and Stuart Pomfrey with his beer and packer crisps entry unfortunately parking it after he got bored. But either way, that was a wonderful, wonderful race to round out the season. I certainly enjoyed myself, and I hope you all did as well. We're going to be trying to get some interviews in and see who we've got in the box, and we'll start with a man that we've spoken to a number of times this season, but there's no problem with that at all, because Mark Redford, you had a lively one there once again, mate. You know, that's the word I use every single time that we speak in these scenarios, but it was a little bit all over the place by the look of it. Was there an issue tyre wise, or was it just running out of pace over the course of a run?
What a great race that was. Yeah, well, I've given up on the championship. Obviously, there's no chance with Aaron. He's just winning every race. So I was just trying things. So tonight, I got on the outside of him early on, and I thought, well, let's just try and hang it around the outside for as long as I can and see if he goes a bit hard and uses his tyres. But Aaron, being perfect, he didn't go too hard and use his tyres, but I did.
It's easy to do, though. That's the thing. I mean, I said potentially early on when you were trying to go all the way around the outside and hang it out there, it was probably chewing away at the tyres a little bit more because it's a bit higher paced up there. Was there a case where you nearly made it through up there? Because every time we looked, it seemed like it was a bit of a dead heat.
Well, I was trying to save my tyres as well, Chaz. So I was just trying to stay on the outside of him and just throwing a gamble there and hope that he'd used his tyres more than me, but it didn't work. But I'm sure it was good to watch.
It certainly was.
Obviously, my tyres fell off and I started to fall back. So I thought I'd pit early, but I missed the pit box. Well, missed the pit lane and had to drop it into third and speed back up again. And I think I lost about 5 seconds or so, maybe more, doing that. But I was surprised to come out so far ahead of everyone else after the pits were round. But again, tyres were not very good at the end of that stint. So on the third stint, I thought, Well, I won't go fast. I'll just try and look after the front tyres as much as I can, because I was using the front more than the backs on the other stints, and that seemed to pay off, because towards the end I managed to get back at Andy and get back to fourth.
Yeah, I mean, Andy's little kiss of the wall was really a deciding factor in the race and the championship. I mean, Aaron just took the opportunity to go down the inside of the pair of them and made it work so well, and it just shows you how quickly things could change around here, doesn't it? I mean, it certainly looked like a circuit where there was very tiny margins. It's very high pace around there, isn't it?
Yeah, you're going almost 200 miles an hour around there. Well, in a cup car, a bit less in a truck. But yeah, the odd tenth here and there makes a huge difference over the course of an hour.
Certainly does add up. Well, either way, it looked like a very entertaining race from your perspective as well. It was certainly interesting to watch from up here. Well, with Aaron winning the championship now, obviously it's time to figure out who's best of the rest. Do you think you can beat Jake in that regard for the last one?
Jake's a really good driver as well. So, whoever comes out top out of us two, good on them. That's what I say.
Yeah, me too, mate. Well, I certainly do look forward to the next round at Las Vegas, mate, and I hope you do too. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to while you're here?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to you, Chaz, and to the other admins, and everybody who races with us every week. Without you guys, it'd be nothing, and thanks for coming along. And see you all next week at Vegas.
Smashing stuff. Great to speak to you as always, Mark. Thanks again for having me. It's a lot of fun, and I will indeed see you next time round. Cheers. Mark Redford there, eventual 4th place finisher in that race after a very tough battle all the way through, and as you heard there, he had to look after his tyres bit by bit. But tonight belongs to Aaron Maspero. Like I say, he has won every race but one that he has taken part in so far this season, and the only one he didn't win was the one where I believe he was taken out of the lead and eventually finished in 4th. So hats off to Aaron. He's been a real star this season, very deserving champion as well. But that is unfortunately all we have time for this week in the MyTurnRacing Sunday Night Trucks Series 2021 Season 1. As you heard there, we will be back in a week's time, 8:45 PM UK, for the final round of the championship from Las Vegas with yours truly, Chaz Draycott, and all the wonderful drivers and organisers of this brilliant championship. I really do hope you have a fantastic evening. Hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe and catch future rounds as well. For now, everybody, take care, and I will see you in a week.